The Wisconsin Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection developed and produced this video to provide information about proposed annual spongy moth treatments planned for 2026 to slow the spread of this invasive species in western Wisconsin. Spongy moth is an invasive leaf-eating insect that was accidentally introduced in 1869 near Boston, Massachusetts, and has been spreading westward across North America ever since. This forest pest is now established in eastern and central Wisconsin and is making its way to the uninfested areas in the western part of the state. The goal of the Slow the Spread program is to delay the negative economic and ecological impacts of spongy moth infestations. Since its beginning in the year 2000, this national program has successfully reduced the rate of spongy moth spread by 87% across the United States. Since spongy moth is not native to Wisconsin, there are very few predators in the state that are able to keep its population numbers in check. The imbalance caused by this invasive species is most obvious during its hungry caterpillar stage. Just one caterpillar can eat 1 square foot of leaf material every day. When you consider that each egg mass can hatch hundreds of caterpillars, and trees in infested areas can contain hundreds to thousands of egg masses, their presence can quickly become overwhelming and obvious in the landscape. Spongy moth can eat over 300 different plant species, with some of its favorites being oak, aspen, basswood, apple, crabapple, and paper birch. Spongy moth defoliation can be so widespread that it is visible from airplanes. The Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources, or DNR, routinely performs aerial surveys to map the defoliation that has occurred from spongy moth eating massive amounts of leaves from our forests over the years. This image shows severe spongy moth defoliation in Menominee County in the summer of 2010, which is visible from the pale brown patches of leafless trees. More recently, this photo shows defoliation observed in Bayfield County in the summer of 2025. Though most trees can bounce back after a single year of defoliation, consecutive years of defoliation, or the additional presence of other environmental stressors such as drought, increase the chances of tree mortality. The Wisconsin map from the DNR Forest Health Program pictured on the screen shows, in orange, where defoliation was observed during the last outbreak period from 2022 through 2024. The black areas show tree mortality observed in 2025, resulting from multiple years of severe defoliation. Defoliation and tree mortality occurred in various pockets across the state, most notably in the northern tip of Wisconsin in Bayfield and Ashland counties, the northeast in Marinette County, and scattered across a few counties in central and southeast Wisconsin. News articles and radio shows have been helpful in publicizing the issues this insect can cause during population outbreaks. Not only can spongy moth defoliate trees, but they also have hairs that can irritate the skin when handled. The caterpillars grow up to 2 inches in length, often gather at nuisance levels, and are very mobile, so they can be hard to avoid during outbreaks. It is also common to be able to hear the sound of their feces, or frass, falling onto leaves or other surfaces below the trees. Spongy moth management is comprised of 2 elements: surveys, including trapping shown here, and treatment. Both are tied closely to the life cycle and biology of this insect. The spongy moth life cycle begins in Wisconsin when spongy moth eggs hatch in late April or early May. By this time, our program cycle is well underway. Staff spend the winter carefully planning trapping and treatment, working with agencies like the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, U.S. Forest Service, and Wisconsin DNR to ensure our proposed treatments align with safeguards that can serve endangered, threatened, or unique concerned species, as well as natural communities and special natural features. Shortly after the eggs hatch, BTK treatments are applied. This usually occurs in mid-May through early June because BTK treatments are most effective when the caterpillars are small. More details about this treatment product will be given later in the video. Traps are also placed in the landscape from May through June so that they are in place before caterpillars begin to pupate. Caterpillars feed and grow throughout June and July. In Wisconsin, caterpillars pupate beginning in late June. Mating disruptor treatments are typically applied during this time period before adult moths emerge from their pupal cases. Adults emerge in early July. Males must fly to find flightless female moths to reproduce before they naturally die in late summer. Mating disruptor treatments make it hard for males to find females to mate in time, reducing the number of new egg masses. More details about this treatment product will be given later in the video. Traps are taken down in late summer and early fall once male moth flight has ended. This photo shows brown male moths caught inside a tent-shaped delta trap. Catching many moths in a previously uninfested area may indicate spread of this invasive species. When this occurs, DATCAP conducts follow-up egg mass surveys at the location of the trap to search for further evidence of the presence and location of outlier populations. Trap data and egg mass survey results are used together to help determine where treatment should occur the following year. Egg masses overwinter before they start the cycle again by hatching the next spring. Now, let's dive a little deeper into trapping surveys and treatment, including plans for the 2026 season. Traps are placed in a gridded system to detect spongy moth populations, from areas where spongy moth is well established towards uninfested parts of the state in western Wisconsin. This map shows the number of male moths caught during the 2025 trapping survey. A total of 47,344 male spongy moths were caught in 7,849 traps deployed throughout central and western Wisconsin, which is less than a quarter of the total moths caught in 2024. The highest number of moths were caught in traps placed in the central and eastern part of the state, where spongy moth has been established for years. Traps are green and can be shaped like a tent or milk carton. Traps are often placed on the side of the road or in public locations, so you may see them across the state. When roadside traps catch more spongy moths than expected, program staff sometimes set more traps in a smaller area the next year to pinpoint the source of the population. In these situations, trappers may seek to set traps on private property. Traps set on private property can help us collect data that pinpoint where aerial treatments will be most effective, increasing the chance of slowing the spread of spongy moths and delaying their negative impacts. However, residents are always welcome to opt out of having traps placed on their land. DATCAP's 2026 proposed treatment plans focus on outlier infestations in western Wisconsin, where spongy moth is not yet established. This year, we will aerially treat 3,116 acres with BTK at 8 sites across 5 counties, including Dunn, Grant, Lafayette, Pepin, and Trempealeau. BTK treatments occur from mid-May to early June. Areas scheduled for these treatments may receive 1 or 2 applications depending on infestation severity. We will also treat 54,499 acres with a mating disruptor at 10 sites across 7 counties. These counties include Barron, Buffalo, Dunn, Grant, Lafayette, Pepin, and Washburn. Treatments consist of 1 application and occur from late June to mid-July. The easiest way to view treatment sites is by using the interactive map on our website, which will be featured at the end of this video. BTK is one of the 2 treatment options DATCAP uses to treat spongy moth. The active component of BTK is a naturally occurring soil bacterium, Bacillus thuringiensis, variation Kerstaki. This bacteria interferes with the digestive system of small spongy moth caterpillars and biodegrades from the landscape within 3 to 7 days of application. BTK is environmentally friendly and is used in areas with dense spongy moth populations. The product we will be using is called 4A48B, produced by Valent Biosciences. It is a registered organic product with the Organic Materials Review Institute, or OMRI. It has been safely used for decades in Wisconsin and across the United States for spongy moth control programs. It is not toxic to people, bees, pets, or other animals. Though allergic reactions are uncommon, people with severe allergies may prefer to stay indoors during nearby treatment applications. The second Spongy Moth treatment option DATCP uses is a mating disruptor. Mating disruptor consists of organic, small waxy droplets infused with female spongy moth pheromone that is undetectable by humans. This product is non-toxic and inhibits male spongy moth's ability to find a female mating partner. When an area is treated with mating disruptor, the scent of the female moth is released from all directions. This confuses male spongy moths and causes them to fly aimlessly in search of females. At this point in the season, spongy moths are at the end of their life cycle and die of natural causes without mating and reproducing. This decreases the amount of egg masses in the treatment area and lowers the spongy moth population the following year. Mating disruptor is only used to treat low to moderate density populations along the leading edge of the expanding range of spongy moth. The trade name of the product used is Splat Gypsy Moth Organic, produced by ISCA Technologies. It is a certified organic product by the USDA's National Organic Program that is biodegradable and slowly releases the pheromone throughout the season. Mating disruptor has been used as a control strategy for spongy moth since the early 1990s. Treatments are applied by small yellow airplanes starting early in the morning just after sunrise, based on the need for low wind and high humidity. The planes are loud and fly very low over the canopy. Each plane follows a specific flight plan, and pilots do not apply treatment products when flying over areas without trees, such as open water, crop fields, and prairies. All addresses within or near a treatment site will receive a notification postcard. There are a variety of additional ways to find more information about spongy moth management, and we encourage you to contact us if you have any remaining questions or concerns. You can contact the Spongy Moth hotline at 1-800-642-6684 to talk to staff directly, leave a message, or hear a pre-recorded message about treatment plans. You can also email us at spongymoth@wi.gov or visit the DATCP Spongy Moth Aerial Spray website at SMAerialSpray.wi.gov. This website contains extensive information about our Spongy Moth treatment program and offers helpful links to other resources, such as an interactive web map with treatment locations and a link to subscribe to our treatment update emails. Treatment updates are also posted on DATCP's Facebook, Instagram, and X accounts. Thank you for watching and helping us slow the spread of the invasive spongy moth.